Welcome to the Missouri Liberty Alliance. Today is Tuesday, November 16th, 2021. Hey, gang, I've had a lot of requests to cover what happened in Osage Beach. I think it's been covered pretty well. However, I should chime in on it because a lot of people are asking me, and I'm getting emails and some other communications asking why SAPA did not stop the situation with an ATF raid on Skelton Tactical in Osage Beach, Missouri. So I thought we'd start by watching a little news snippet from KY3, which is an NBC News affiliate in Springfield, Missouri. So let's go ahead and watch that, and then I will comment.
Y3 News starts now.
Good evening, I'm Paul Adler. First on this Wednesday night, a gun shop raided at Lake of the Ozarks. Agents from the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms removed every gun, but the business owner is speaking out saying he did nothing wrong. Marina Silva talked to the owner and the ATF. She joins us with details on just what's going on here.
Paul, I'm at Skelton Tactical here in Osage Beach, and while no guns were able to be sold today, the business remained open. The Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearm executed a federal search warrant on Skelton Tactical on Tuesday. Jim Skelton, the owner of the firearm and ammunition shop, says the agents came in after he made two sales, one of the guns he had recently got at an auction.
They came in, two came in, or one came in, he bought a firearm from me from my truck. I had purchased a firearm at an auction, and there was no paperwork on it, and I sold it to him as a individual. I did not have it, the firearm was not purchased on the firearms license or anything. So I sold it to him as an individual.
Skelton says the two then came in and bought several guns from his business. A woman filled out the proper paperwork.
Yet she indicated yes, she was the firearm purchaser. When it came down to passing the money to me, the man passed me the money, not the girl. So they're saying that that was incorrect, that I should not have taken the money.
According to Skelton, this is not the first time he's dealt with ATF. He had to when he got his license to sell firearms, and then again earlier this year.
Because I did not see anybody from the ATF for another 3 years. That was when my license expired after that period of time, and then I renewed it. And then they showed up in June, and after several months or several times here, going through my records, they told me I've been doing things totally incorrect. But every time I would call them to try and get some information, they would not answer their phone.
I reached out to the ATF today for comment. The agency could not release a lot of information because it is an ongoing investigation, but did comment.
Yesterday, we executed a federal search warrant in Osage Beach at the premise of Skelton Tactical. It was part of an ongoing federal investigation into violation of federal firearms laws.
Do you believe you did anything illegal?
I don't think I did, no.
There has not been any arrests and nobody has been charged at this time. Now, I have spoken with the ATF, and this is solely an ATF investigation. The Camden County Sheriff's Office and Osage Beach Police are not involved in any way. Reporting live in Osage Beach, I'm Marina Silva.
Okay, gang, so that's basically how it went. So let me talk about what happened real quick and why SAPA does not apply to this situation. So what happened was they used basically a tactic known as a lie and breaking the law in order to entrap this man into a situation where they claimed that they had right to, basically everything in the store, including all the registration paperwork from previous gun sales. And it was based on something that they had discovered in June. So they could have asked him for his paperwork instead of raiding his establishment, but they didn't do it that way. They chose to be dishonest, intellectually dishonest, and break their own rule. Now, will the ATF be charged in this crime for filling out improper filling out of paperwork? The answer is no. Qualified immunity applies here. They will not be charged for breaking the law. Now, you and I could never get away with that, but the ATF can. So now on to SAPA, and we'll talk more about Osage Beach probably in a group setting, maybe this coming up Sunday, if time allows for it, by the way. But does SAPA apply here? Does SAPA do anything to help out an FFL dealership? The short and easiest answer is no, it doesn't. SAPA is designed to help the individuals, residents, citizens from improper gun, basically overreach. Any type of Second Amendment infringement by the government, where the victim is an individual, is protected by SAPA. FFL or federal firearms licensees are not part of that. Once again, they have to go by federal law. We don't. We as individuals, federal law doesn't really apply so much in the state of Missouri anymore, especially when it comes to overreach or confiscation of firearms, red flag laws, that sort of thing. That's what SAPA is designed to do. So I did get some emails from some folks wondering how it is that SAPA didn't save this man or this business. And by the way, I'm sure that he'll get everything back. I don't understand why they're saying he filled out proper work improperly. And that was, of course, the cause for the raid. It's not necessary. If they see that there's a problem with paperwork being filled, and once again, this is a federal thing. This has nothing to do with the state of Missouri. So think of an FFL dealership or a gun store that's an FFL as kind of an island of the federal government, because they do have to follow federal laws in that establishment. So I think that it's incumbent upon us to actually understand that SAPA was not designed to help businesses. It was really it's really there to help us as individuals and prevent, literally red flag laws, confiscation, that sort of thing, taking away guns without cause. Now, I was on the radio again this morning, and I'll see if I can get a copy of that somehow. But this was with Mark Cox, 97.1 FM. And I did talk a little bit about how the ATF can still help Missouri law enforcement when a felony gun crime is committed. And so that totally blows up the argument, that we saw in the 60 Minutes interview, with prosecutors and police chiefs and sheriffs, crying foul, saying, oh, we don't have access to the ATF. Well, no, not for infringements. You don't. That's absolutely correct. However, if there is a felony gun crime, like the I think it was a sheriff, no, it was a prosecutor, I can't remember, talking about someone shooting rounds across a highway at his girlfriend. Now, that's attempted murder. That's a felony offense, and they definitely can bring in the FBI for that. The ATF. FBI, actually, they can bring them both in if they want to. That is a gun crime, and it is a felony gun crime, and they can bring in the ATF if they so choose. What's not allowed is Second Amendment infringements. That's where the line is drawn. That was the purpose of SAPA. And there is a large disinformation campaign going on right now in the mainstream media about what SAPA is, what it does, and how it affects us as individuals. So we'll pay close attention to that. I did mention, also in the radio interview this morning, and it was a short one. I think it might have been about 10 or 12 minutes long. I think he was able to squeeze me in a small spot that he had there. Other things having to do with SAPA, and really what it comes down to is people in law enforcement wanting to make their own laws. Now, we don't have that situation here in America, at least we're not supposed to. And so we're going to keep a close eye on that. And also, we have to watch for legislation that would be proposed legislation for the year 2022, which is literally right around the corner, to weaken or to destroy SAPA. We have to be looking for that, and we need to fight against it. Guys, we need to fight this stuff. Okay, well, here's two articles that I'm going to present to you guys right down below in the description section. And there is apparently a radio interview, which I have not listened to. I have not had the time to listen to yet. And I apologize, gang. Like I said, my plate is full right now. I got a lot of things going on. But I want to say thank you to SC Drifter, who brought another story to my attention, which is gun control politicians are now quietly pushing for banks to snoop on gun buyers. Well, that just makes sense, doesn't it? Because, the fascist relationship between some businesses and government to actually take away your rights. We have to be very careful of this stuff. We have to, make sure that this kind of stuff doesn't happen to us. It doesn't drip on us in our states from the federal government. And this I do believe is the U.S. Senate and also the U.S. House of Representatives. Guys, they're coming at us at all angles. I mean, literally, this is about getting rid of the Second Amendment. Trust me. Now, all these different attacks coming from all these different sides, and I understand that it's all Democrats doing this, but remember who controls, supposedly anyway, the House and the Senate in D.C. Remember who controls the White House. Remember how much time they have left until the next election. It's because of this we have to be very, very careful the kind of stuff that is allowed through. Now, we can't do anything about D.C., but we could do is protect ourselves in our individual states with SAPA-like legislation, which is what every state should be doing. Okay, so at any rate, I hope I answered all the questions that were coming in about how SAPA does not apply to the ATF raid at Osage Beach. Still a bad thing, still unethical, still, they committed a crime. They committed a crime against the law that they have, specifically to entrap Jim Skelton. And so these are the kinds of people we want back in the state of Missouri for all things firearms. These ATF folks that are willing to go to these levels to, get paperwork. I mean, come on, guy, I don't know. I mean, like I said, I'm still open to a dialogue with those in Southeast Missouri. Okay, that's all I have for you for today. I've got a lot of stuff going on, so I do need to cut this one short. But I want to thank you all for watching the Missouri Liberty Alliance, even though we have to change our name here real soon. But that's coming pretty soon, gang. But I really do appreciate each and every one of you. I love you guys. I wish that, I'm hoping you have a wonderful day. And also, I would like to say, may God bless each and every one of you. Stay safe, gang. Take care.